We'll see. Configuration is a different. That's a work order based configuration, not a part number based configuration. Well, you have a quality module, you can ask there first. Then we come here.
Not quality.
The production effects are also.
You guys will ask you.
We are not moving that time. After that.
Most of the time they do.
I should have asked you then. Anyway, that's what I said. You have a quality doc module in Oracle next week, right? Or this week. I think this week. Praise the Lord. So you are okay with this? Anything more to look for?
Anything missing?
Detail-wise we'll go.
Huh?
Detail-wise.
Of course,
Yeah, detail wise we'll go module wise. So what we've done is we kept 3 hours for each module. So 3 hours for inventory, 3 hours for manufacturing, 3 hours for maintenance in the next 3 days. So that 3 hours we'll detail screen by screen, we'll collect all your requirements. Now just to give you what all we support, so if there's any gap or anything.
the only thing was, I maybe that's what I wanted like to discuss, right? That's why I call the tool person.
Hmm.
The toolings consumed on the work order, we would like to issue to the work.
This is outside the box, right?
It is outside the.
Yeah, I can show one.
That case can adjust the things by your system. You don't need to reduce anything, right? Not on the kiosk. If you have 100 CNMG, you issue 10 different work order to each, right? So 20 should be out of your inventory. Okay? That's what I'm thinking. And then if you set a min max, it will trigger the reorder point. Now, that's why it's out of your bomb. You don't need a bomb. Tool list doesn't require whatever the you wish, toolings you issue the work order, you can do this. And it doesn't capture the standard cost. It can give maybe additional cost that we have discussed with our. Doesn't affect the standard cost.
So for instance, you see this particular.
Assembly is fine for us, we issue every time. It's
Yeah.
again, whatever is the bomb.
Yeah.
But if we go to the specific machining process, that's where the consumption of tooling is issued.
Understood. So here I'm just trying to show you the
Yes.
based on our data. So for was one question right about excess issue. So you see here, 10 was required, but I issued 14. So that's possible. I mean,
Okay.
I think Joseph had asked it.
Either with the bomb or without.
Without bomb, yes, you can access. So now let's say this under this there are 2 items of a part of this bomb, right? So if I get into well application, enter the same work order number. The operation. Now over here. See, I just tried to search with the item as COM. So although there are only 2 components here as part of this, but it shows me 5 items. So it will show you basically all the items that is there in inventory. So in case of the tools where you have an item that is not part of the bomb, you can still issue it out.
All the items will show.
Every
Will be
item.
showing.
Inventory and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the part number. Well, if you put the toolings and in a, for example, every insert you receive, if you put a barcode, you don't need to search even, you can
Correct, you can
scan.
just scan it.
That's how I used to be. So you take a work order, against the work order, you issue a DNMG. You take a DNMG box, scan, and then enter the quantity. Is that right?
Correct.
It's already there. That is the one probably you need to discuss. For example, whatever the mostly we use on the tool grid
Hmm.
comes with the OEM barcode.
Oh, okay.
That's what probably you asked us in the the beginning, right? Then you can integrate with our material, our kind of a Oracle barcode, right?
Yes.
Possible. Only to change.
Then you scan that, it'll identify what is the corresponding Oracle item.
So it is a synchronization. You can create one and then they can integrate both together. And you don't need to generate a barcode for that.
For that item.
So anything you receive, right, it will synchronize as long as that part number is already generated.
So it's something like so you'll have a relationship. Cross reference.
You guys ordered lunch, right? Already?
No idea.
No?
Okay, okay. I think he came to me. I was.
For both of you ordered?
Yeah, he gave that.
Sorry, I didn't.
No.
So here you have this cross reference. So let's say your manufacturer barcode is XYZ, okay, XXT for instance. What will happen when you scan that barcode reads the values XXT, okay? In Oracle, XXT corresponds to component 4 times 01. So when you scan that barcode of manufacturer, if this setup is already there, it will automatically understand, okay, it corresponds to this item in Oracle. So you avoid having a barcode for your internal items.
We will do this when we configure.
Yeah.
One time we need to update.
Only one time, that's it. Correct.
Until unless it keep coming in the same barcode from OEM, you don't need to change. Correct?
Or we can give you, so we can do one thing. This thing which comes from OEM, it comes through a PO initially, right?
Yes.
Correct. What we can do, when you receive the item, you scan that barcode, okay? If there is already a relationship existing here, it will automatically populate Oracle item code and you move ahead. If it does not, it will anyways give you no result found because there's no relationship existing. Then you select the corresponding Oracle item code. So say receive. We can automatically create this cross reference instead of you having to do it manually. So as and when you receive, the application can check, is there a relationship existing? If it exists, it will move ahead. If not, it will create automatically. So you can avoid any manual entry. Something we can look for.
Report.
Hmm?
Issue in the.
See, all reports will be within Oracle. Because the focus here is purely to perform your
But we
transactions.
can generate whatever we code as a.
Like an Excel report.
No, I'm saying it's creating it based on whatever the code can create.
We can
Same like Oracle, right? That's what I'm saying.
reports cannot create over here.
But not in this. Oracle we do.
In Oracle, you can. You can create any kind of a report on Oracle. Because this, you understand, this is going to be a barcode scanner. So viewing a report on the device or downloading it there is a bit difficult. So reports, any amount of reports, you can have it in Oracle.
No, the question is, to be very honest, even my question, right? Why have a table data here created?
None of the data is stored here.
Okay. No, I just want to look for the tables. For example, I need to create a report, right? If Oracle is confusing more, where is my data? Can I find out in this through this one as well?
Currently, no. But maximum capability we have is to build a dashboard.
Okay, yeah, that's what.
So we can show you a dashboard where it's there in this, so where you can see what have been my receipts so far, what has been my shipment so far.
It's already there in Fusion.
Yeah, it's there over here.
So we will use the same barcode, issuing every single tools to the workboard. Okay. Only thing after this we need to get along with stuff. Don't know whether maybe whoever using have to use the one of the kiosks. Okay.
There's no Wi-Fi.
No, on this facility I didn't plan any mobile device. It's all cable network.
Okay.
Because it's gonna be a tab
Hmm.
with a permanent locations. So, but normal Wi-Fi works on this handheld device, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. We will put if required.
Even
You already have a
even
computer, everything in this, right? That's in that office. Pulling another router is not a problem. Huh? And now it's all Wi-Fi. Whatever I have bought is all Wi-Fi.
I think doesn't have SIM card.
I don't think so. M3300 doesn't have, I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
In case of a network breakdown,
Hmm.
let's suppose, because sometimes signals can drop, or sometimes the core switch can go down. In that case, if you're doing a transaction, it will, because it's a live transaction, so it will immediately starts generating an error, or it will go through it.
Okay, so say I'm middle of a transaction.
Yes.
I entered, say 4-5 field values. My connection got dropped, right? So it will show you saying connection is dropped. Okay, at that point.
But those 5 have already been saved because it is a live data.
Right. It will be there as a session.
Right.
Okay. Then when you get back to the connection, when you try to log in again, it will ask you, do you want to connect to the previous session? If you say yes, it will take you back to the exact step where you had entered all those 5 data on those fields.
So application itself is keeping the session stored itself.
Session alive, correct. I can show.
Is it application or a device? Because I hear
No.
even the handheld device we bought,
No, this is not device.
we
It's-
can, but they told this,
No, it's an application on a device.
okay, device, on a device, right?
Yes.
So they said that I can, there is a kind of, what do you call that? I don't know, cradle. There's a cradle for these
Yes.
handheld devices.
Correct.
They said you can dock it and it can push the data to a system.
Mm-hmm.
Because for UAT, whatever engineering UAT, I'm not fully 100% sure we're gonna have a Wi-Fi or not. So I bought a cradle with a cabled connection.
Okay.
So they told me that you collect the data and you store the handheld device in a cradle, it pushes that to the data system, to Oracle. That's what I hear. Is that right?
I honestly haven't
Okay.
this yet.
That's what this barcode Gulf, whatever.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, so they have to, because we asked for a solution, Wi-Fi may take some time for us, so for UAT, they give us a credit with the cable connection.
Actually, there are only 2 things which happens most notably. That's why I'm asking you. The environmental conditions based on is one that the devices itself is storing a data in a text format within itself.
Exactly.
Okay, and then there is a synchronization time period behind it. Then okay, fine. After 2-3 minutes, it will synchronize. That is not a real time. In this case, it is totally a real time data. So real time means obviously you need there will be obviously yes, properly working there. Where the connection will drop, it will store the data. But because it is not storing the data, it is only giving you the Accessibility, you can find.
Well, this is the one I'm talking about, even something new to me, when they said handheld device, you can push the data to the
Yes.
system.
Yes.
But I think Jijosh was involved on, we'll discuss if you want, I maybe collect the information from him, he knows that much better. That is the only reason I bought two additional credits. It's a charging port with the cable to connection.
Yes, so that configuration will be based again, because if you're going to use, if you're using the application on that, in that case, no.
That's what I don't know. But again, that's a temporary for me,
Yeah,
because we are not going to use that as a production. It is just for the speed of the testing.
Because it's two things. That is device specific, this is like application specific.
this is again, yes, so device specific, you don't have an application device specific.
Correct.
It's an application itself, a live part.
Exactly.
dealing with. So that's why. He's, actually, that part has already been rolled
No,
out.
but we are not going for it. It's just for the testing. What we are going with the full Wi-Fi, whatever it is. Everything, that building and those two buildings will have a full Wi-Fi coverage. This one will have a wired connection for, not a credit, it is directly to the,
No, even that will come, that situation will come even when Oracle shut down for maintenance.
oh yeah, that
will be anyway.
That will be there.
That will go off. Yeah.
And what is the synchronization period you are talking about?
There's no sync, there's no.
No, when we say data collection, right, what is the timing? Is it what? Is it on live? means
Online.
No changes in timing?
Okay, so you are going to show,
Yeah, so now I'll just, so now I'm currently on this field, I've entered two fields, right? I'll just disconnect the Wi-Fi,
right,
okay? It's got disconnected. Now it's showing here, okay, there's a lag there. So you're saying reconnecting attempt, okay? On the device. Now. Stuck.
Hello.
So I'm connecting to the Wi-Fi again. Came back there. So this, I mean, it reconnects to the previous dropped session.
if it is linked in the previous job section, let's suppose you have entered a 4 quantity. I've entered already 4 quantity and it drops on the 5th quantity. I was entering the 5th quantity and it drops the connection, right? So the 4th was saved as a session over there. So when I will restore my session, and if I press save, it will again, it means I'm adding a 4 plus 4 in it, right?
No, that 4 which you entered, you've still not pushed it to Oracle, correct?
But if I have saved it, then
Okay, so you entered 4. Okay,
right.
you have saved. Okay, then you enter 5 now. Correct? Your connection gets dropped. So that 4 which went into Oracle is gone. Now this 5 that will submit again will go as 5.
Okay, because you're reconnecting to the previous session, so that's why I was.
Correct. Only the last session will be retained.
But in that session, it is already shown as a 4 processed. Can you go to the screen?
Yeah, it should. Let me reconnect.
I just want to reconfirm it, that's it.
Yeah, no problem.
Because you have tested in the ideal situation.
Correct. Yeah.
Work order quantity 2. So you completed 2, right?
Yep. So the work order quantity is 2. Okay.
Right.
So yeah, I am now issuing out 1 quantity now. Okay. I did save next. Okay. Then my session got dropped.
Right.
I came back. So this 1 has been already issued out. So now there's only 1 left in the work order to be issued out. So any which ways, I will not be able to enter more than what is there. See, if the transaction has been pushed to Oracle, there is always a real-time check as to what was pushed earlier and what I'm entering now. If I had not clicked on save next, that means I still have two quantities to be issued out.